Amonkhet draft. Let's do this. We have a rare here, which is a pretty good one. Get some mana ramp and just -1/-1 counters for when that matters. And it's just a 2 mana 3/4 some of the time. It certainly gets there. Colossopede is always good as another option. On-crop champion is fine, Gale Strike, but the Channeler is just better than everything else here, and I'm happy to get it. Alright, now what? We've got a Cartouche and a Fanbearer, and that's about it. Initiate's Companion can kind of do some cool things if you make it unblockable or give it trample or something. But yeah, I think it's just going to be Fanbearer here in a fairly weak pack. Unless we're trying to go blue-green, but that's not that exciting. Yeah, just a weak pack. We'll take the best card. Now we have got some options. Splendid Agony, Oketra's Attendant, Oketra's Monument, Bitterblade Warrior. All of these are pretty solid. The Splendid Agony, usually I would take this when I have an Initiate, because I do like the green-black deck. But when we have several on-color options, it seems to make more sense to take one of these. Now, Oketra's Attendant is just a solid 2-for-1. I think it's a little stronger here than Bitterblade Warrior. Call me crazy. But because you can cycle this on turn 2 and then get it back, it has self-synergy, which is kind of cool. And it's a little early to take Oketra's Monument, so I'm going to go with the Attendant. Oh, Punished. Well, not... This is a really strange pack. Must have been strong. We've got 2 commons and a rare missing, or possibly a foil. So a common, a foil, and a rare, let's say, because we've got Edifice of Authority, which is a fine first pick, and Decimator Beetle, which is unbeatable, if you can get it out. Now, I'm kind of excited about the Beetle. We already have a little bit of fixing. We could go into that, but in case we don't, right, we have this Edifice. I think it's just Edifice here. Not sure what that's doing here this late, but I can take that. Naga Vitalist versus Ornery Kudu. And I think it's going to be the Vitalist here. This guy's a little undervalued. The Kudu would be better if we had the Beetle in our deck, but this will work. Alright. Cartouche of Solidarity, not as strong as Emberhorn Minotaur, but in the right colors for us. Splashing red is not so great, and I think our white is strong enough here that we can just take a white card and be happy. And maybe some stuff is drawing up. The 2 options, well, I guess we have 3 options. Greater Sandworm, Evolving Wilds, and Winged Shepherd. And given that we have some ramp already, I like the Greater Sandworm here. It cycles early. We've got a bit of a controlling deck without it, so yeah, let's get a Sandworm as a win condition. Supply Caravan. Not a bad option if we're ramping to it. Another one. I guess we take it. Maybe Oketra's Monument Wheels, and then these get a lot better. A 4-mana 3/5 that sometimes makes another warrior is a lot better. Interesting. I think this avatar here, this Lithomancer, is only for WotC people, elitist scum. Oh, Gainsay's in this draft. Some big names here. We better watch out. Simon G, I don't even know who that is. But Gainsay is Andrew Cuneo. Probably just the best Amonkhet drafter in the world. Talk about unpopular opinion, but I do think he's quite good. Oketra's name. Blah. There we go. It's a white card, so why not? White-green is a little underwhelming. It's not always the best. Here, just cartouche. I don't know what that's doing here so late. But if you just get good cards in both colors, that's all you really need. Winged Shepherd comes back. I was almost going to take that in that one pack, so I guess white is fairly open. Benefaction doesn't help us so much. Maybe we splash off the Cultivator. Neither are exciting. Painted Bluffs, though, that's another good way to splash with the Vitalist. Just cheat your way into power. Good cards in this pack. Trial of Ambition, easier to splash than this other stuff, Never, and Nest of Scarabs, which we're not really going down that path. Or Watchful Naga, draw some cards, or Gift of Paradise. Of these cards, I like Watchful Naga the best. Pretty easy way to get card advantage, although the black cards are definitely better there. That could have been our deck, just go black-green, beetles and stuff. Oketra's Monument did not wheel in that pack, but didn't really expect it to. Terminated. Instant speed, 2 mana, pump your whole team. With a little bonus for zombies. This trick is like playable, and sometimes it gets insane. But generally you don't even consider it unless it is insane. Ooh. Alright, prepare to fight. Looks like we cut our colors well enough here, although all the green cards are not wheeling, the Bitterblade Warriors and things, but I think prepare to fight is better enough that we can get away with it here. And hope to pick up some of the guys we can attack with. Get some good exert creatures. We have one, the Watchful Naga. If you draw a couple cards off that, you get way ahead. The other guy that didn't wheel is the 4-mana Selesnya Uncommon. That would be a good one. Cartouche of Strength, pretty easy pick here. Just miles ahead of everything. We'll get some creatures eventually. Some removal, in addition to our other fight. She's dropping her sword to fight this guy? I don't know if I would do that. You probably just want to use the sword, huh? Devoted Cropmate. Oh, we want all the cards in this pack. Devoted Cropmate, Synchronized Strike, Bitterblade Warrior, and heck, we'd take Sacred Cat Ornery Kudu. We need a lot of this stuff. Still, I think we take Devoted Cropmate here. If your opponent spends a lot of removal on these Fan Bearers, then you just get them back. Maybe we wheel something? That would be fine. Here we go. Tawcrop Elite, one of the better white exert creatures. Not much else. Stinging Shot would be fine. Time to Reflect, not so good unless you're just all zombies. Then it's excellent. Vizier of Deferment. Now that is a great card on defense. It's a great card when you've got exert creatures because it kind of resets them if you like. So we're pulling together some creatures here. Retcrop Spearmaster, a little fragile, but packs a punch. Another one. Ooh. I don't like Ronus Monument here, not yet, when we just need these creatures, and this is a good one. Kind of doing it. Gift of Paradise, some other stuff we're not going to play, and a 5th supply caravan that we don't need. A 2-drop, which we probably do need. The best thing to open would be that Cat Lord. in rare, make 2 cats, give all your cats bonus. Then we definitely play Watchers of the Dead. Now we hope to cut it for something better. Alright, we got Kudu back. Can't be too sad about it. We've got a couple good places to put the counter. Fanbearer doesn't need any power. Naga Vitalist is fine without it. And the Initiate, that's a pretty good place to put a -1/-1 counter. Once you've tapped it for mana. Yeah, this Cartouche is good in the deck. Putting this on a Ret Crop Spearmaster, as long as you don't get 2 for 1. You just attack with a 4/2 for a strike every turn. Shot, wow, that's a late shot. I'm happy to pick one of those up. Definitely run it in any deck, main deck. Yeah, we have a rare here. 3 mana, 4/3. We're already heavy enough green that I'm fine with the double green mana cost, and there's an argument for Top Crop Elite here, but it just doesn't pack the punch that Serpapard does. Happy to get that. And we run out of good stuff. Actually, that's not exactly true. We can take this Colossopede. It's just a fine size of a creature, upgrade to a Caravan. And another Fanbearer. That's about what we need. That'll do. So we're getting there. We're getting to a solid number of playables. In fact, this deck looks like a 23-17 deck. Another good upgrade here. Or we could take Sparring Mummy, which is also pretty much an upgrade. But if we look at how many guys with Exert we have a bunch. And it untaps a Fanbearer. I think this card is worth it in this deck and better than a Supply Caravan. Oh, here we go, Hooded Brawler. This is the big Exert creature. Definitely picking that. We need 2 drops, though. It's hard to cut this Watcher of the Dead. We do have a couple things we can do on turn 2, just cycling and whatnot. So we're not completely out of it, and we can consider these Fanbearers something to do in the first 2 turns. That's kind of what they're there for. Mighty Leap, that might be good. 18 creatures, though. Might even take Ronus Monument if we get the chance. Alright, let's get everything back to its proper cost. Yeah, I could see Spidery Grasp. We don't have to main deck it, but we could definitely bring it in out of the sideboard. Another Ornery Kudu and a Sacred Cat. Our 3 drops are fine. Maybe we side in a Sacred Cat. Not the most beautiful looking deck, but it'll serve. Oh, another Greater Sandworm, huh? That's probably an upgrade to something. Or we might just play it as a 24th card here. 2 Greater Sandworms, yeah, more stuff to cycle on turn 2. Maybe we cut Stinging Shot for it. They're similar. "19 creatures, wow. We don't really have a way to push through these Sandworms except our opponent having a small creature base, tiny creatures, this thing doesn't get blocked by the smallest of things. Binding Mummy, Manglehorn for, I don't know, the artifact matchup. Destroy our opponent's edifice. This thing eats brick counters and kills artifacts. I don't know. We have a lot of creatures, maybe there's some world. Yeah, a real beefy deck here. And we have so much top end. I like 17 lands. 16 is usually the rule for this format. But we've got a lot of stuff to do with our mana. Pretty even between white and green. So it's suggesting one more white, which makes sense. It makes sense to get our fan bearers out there. The only problem with it is like our Serpapard, but we've got Vitalist, which can add a second green, and an Initiate, which can also add a second green. So let's get our turn 1 plays a little more reliable. We don't need Painted Bluffs or anything like that. It's possible we want to play Watchers of the Dead just because it's something to play on turn 2. Then we need to cut something like Greater Sandworm, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I like sitting back and overwhelming our opponent late, and then in the mid-game. We have a lot of ways to stabilize if our opponent happens to be super aggressive. So, here's the deck, and I'll see you in the matches.